Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a bull, not the cartoon version you've seen in movies. Not the tamed, chained bull in some farmer's barn. No. I want you to see the real beast. Thick muscle, steam rising from its nostrils, eyes blazing with fire that doesn't beg for approval, doesn't wait for permission, a force of nature that lowers its head, digs its hooves into the dirt, and charges forward with raw, unstoppable power. That bull doesn't care if the ground is muddy. That bull doesn't care if the arena is loud. That bull doesn't care who's watching or laughing. That bull does one thing. It charges. It pushes forward, unshaken, unbroken, unstoppable. Now listen to me carefully. That bull is not just an animal. That bull is a symbol of how you must live your life. Because the truth is, this world does not respect the weak. The timid get ignored. The fragile get crushed. The ones who hesitate get left behind. But the unbreakable, the ones who live like the bull, who charge at life's storms, who refuse to back down, who bend but do not break, those are the ones who rise. Hey, let's not pretend. Let's not sugarcoat. The world you and I live in is brutal. We live in a time when people smile on Instagram but cry themselves to sleep. We live in a time when people have 100 friends online but not one person to call when they're falling apart. We live in a time when people work 60 hours a week and still feel broke, still feel empty, still feel like they're drowning in bills and stress. We live in a time when marriages are crumbling, when families are disconnected, when love feels temporary, when commitment feels optional. People are tired, people are stressed, people are broken, and in the middle of this chaos, you are told, be happy, stay positive, manifest your dreams. But how do you manifest when you can't even sleep? How do you stay positive when your bank account is empty? How do you be happy when you feel alone in a crowded room? This is the reality no one wants to talk about. But let me tell you, this is exactly why you need to become unbreakable. Because if you live fragile in this world, you will shatter. If you live soft in this world, you will be eaten alive. If you live tame in this world, you will die with regret. This is not a time for softness. This is not a time for weakness. This is a time to rise like the bull. See, the bull doesn't live for comfort. It doesn't care if the weather is scorching hot or freezing cold. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't need encouragement. The bull knows one thing: move forward no matter what. And that's the exact mindset you need in your life. Because life will test you. Life will knock you flat on your back. Life will beat you down with rejection, heartbreak, failure, fear, and pain. You will lose people you love. You will have dreams collapse in your hands. You will have nights where you stare at the ceiling, wondering if you even matter, wondering if it's even worth it. And in those moments, you have two choices: break or charge. And if you break, the world does not pause to help you up. The world keeps moving. The bills keep coming. The clock keeps ticking. And your dreams fade into dust. But if you choose to be the bull, if you choose to keep charging even when you're bleeding, even when you're tired, even when no one believes in you, then you become unbreakable. And the unbreakable always rise. But let me be honest with you, being a bull isn't glamorous. It's not easy. It's not a Hollywood story where everyone claps for you at the end. No, it's lonely. When you decide to chase greatness, people will call you obsessed. When you decide to wake up at 5 a.m. while everyone else is sleeping, people will call you crazy. When you decide to invest in your dreams instead of wasting money on parties, people will laugh. When you decide to say no to distractions, no to laziness, no to comfort, people will walk away. You will lose friends. You will lose relationships. You will lose people who don't understand your fire. And you know what? That's okay. Because bulls do not need sheep by their side. Bulls do not need applause. Bulls do not need permission. Bulls charge alone if they have to. And you must be willing to do the same. But let's talk about something deeper. Because the truth is, you're not fighting lions and gladiators like in ancient Rome. You're fighting something worse. You're fighting distractions. You're fighting comfort. You're fighting laziness. You're fighting a world that is designed to break your focus and tame your spirit. Your phone is a chain. Your comfort zone is a cage. Your fear is a leash around your neck. And every single day, you have to choose. Will I live like the sheep, or will I break free like the bull? Because the system wants you weak. The system wants you distracted. The system wants you addicted to scrolling, binge watching, complaining, staying small. The system doesn't want bulls. The system wants sheep. And that's why you must fight harder than ever to stay unbreakable. Look around at history. Look at the unbreakables. Muhammad Ali, beaten, mocked, banned, jailed, doubted. Yet he stood in the ring, fists high, heart roaring, declaring, "I am the greatest." Kobe Bryant, torn Achilles, a career-threatening injury. Do you know what he did? He stood up, walked to the free throw line, and scored 2 points before limping off. That is a bull. J.K. Rowling, rejected by 12 publishers, broke, depressed, a single mother. Everyone said no, and then she gave the world Harry Potter. Steve Jobs, fired from his own company, humiliated, but he came back, and he built Apple into a giant. These are not fairy tales. These are bulls, unbreakable, unstoppable, relentless bulls. And if they can stand unbroken, why can't you? Let me tell you something most people don't want to hear. Pain is not your enemy. Pain is your teacher. Pain is the fire that forges the horns of the bull. Every heartbreak you've had, every failure you've tasted, every sleepless night you've lived through, every betrayal, every rejection, every doubt, it wasn't there to kill you. It was there to shape you. Because comfort doesn't make bulls. Struggle makes bulls. Sacrifice makes bulls. Pain makes bulls. So don't run from it. Don't fear it. Don't beg for it to go away. Stand in the fire. Take the hit. Feel the weight. And then charge forward anyway. That's what makes you unbreakable. Let's be real. Most people today are not weak because they were born weak. They are weak because this world has been designed to make them that way. You wake up to an alarm, already tired, already anxious. You check your phone before you even brush your teeth. Notifications, news, emails, advertisements, comparison, pressure. You go to work, grind for 8, 10, maybe 12 hours. You pour yourself into a job that drains you more than it fulfills you. Your boss doesn't care about your dreams. Your company doesn't care about your soul. The paycheck is never enough, but the exhaustion is always too much. You come home, body aching, mind numb. Maybe you have family waiting. Maybe you don't. Maybe you sit in silence, staring at a screen, drowning in distractions, scrolling through lives that look prettier than yours, and slowly, without realizing it, you become tame. You become safe. You become domesticated. Just another human in the herd, following the patterns, staying in line, never breaking free. That's the trap. That's the cage. That's the system, and it wants you to stay there. But listen, you were not born for this. You were not born to be another cog in the machine. You were not born to live and die in silence. You were born with fire. You were born with horns. You were born to be a bull. Let's talk about loneliness, because it's everywhere. People are surrounded by thousands of connections online, but in real life, they're starving for a single soul who understands them. We live in the age of followers, but suffer from the epidemic of emptiness. You felt it. Those nights when the city lights are glowing, but your heart feels dark. Those days when you laugh with people, but deep down you're breaking. Those mornings when you wake up next to someone and still feel alone. And loneliness whispers, "You're not enough. You'll never be enough." That voice tries to break you, but the bull does not let whispers dictate its path. The bull does not need the crowd's approval to move forward. The bull charges alone if it must. And so must you. You must be willing to walk the lonely road if that's the price of greatness. Because it is better to be lonely chasing your fire than surrounded while living a lie. Then there's fear. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of embarrassment. Fear of being judged. And you know what fear does? It cages people before life even hits them. Most people don't fail because they tried and lost. They failed because they never tried at all. They stood at the gate, horns ready, but they froze. They let fear whisper, "What if you lose? What if you get hurt? What if you look stupid?" But hear me clearly. Fear is not the enemy. Fear is the arena. The bull charges into it anyway. Every dream you want, every goal you have, every life you imagine for yourself, it's on the other side of fear. Do you know what made Muhammad Ali great? It wasn't just his fists. It wasn't just his speed. It was his ability to walk into fear, look an opponent in the eye, and still declare, "I am the greatest." You think Ali wasn't scared before fights? Of course he was, but he charged anyway. That's what makes a bull. Not the absence of fear, but the refusal to bow to it. The bull against brokenness. Now let's talk about heartbreak. Not just in love, but in life. You've been betrayed. You've trusted people who walked away. You've given your soul to things that fell apart. Maybe it was a relationship. Maybe it was a friendship. Maybe it was a dream that slipped through your fingers. And now you carry scars. Scars on your heart. Scars on your spirit. Most people let those scars break them. They stop loving. They stop trying. They stop dreaming. They stop living. But the bull does not stop. The bull takes the hit, bleeds. It falls. But then it rises. Stronger, fiercer, more unstoppable. The scar does not weaken the bull. The scar proves it survived. And so do you. Every heartbreak, every failure, every betrayal you've endured. Those are not reasons to quit. Those are your horns sharpening, your muscles growing, your spirit hardening. You are not broken. You are becoming unbreakable. And then there is exhaustion, the slow killer of dreams. You wake up tired. You drag yourself through the day. You say, tomorrow I'll start. But tomorrow looks just like today. And you begin to believe that maybe this is all life has for you, survival, not living. But listen, exhaustion is not a stop sign. Exhaustion is proof that you're in the fight. Every athlete knows it. Kobe Bryant knew it. He played through pain that would have made others quit. He trained when his body screamed no. He stood at the free throw line with a torn Achilles and still scored. Why? Because he understood something you must also understand. The body has limits, but the spirit does not. Your exhaustion is real, but your power is greater. And the bull knows this truth. The body may stumble, but the spirit keeps charging. Tata. So let's be clear. The bull mindset is not about never feeling pain. It's not about pretending you're invincible. It's not about ignoring the struggle. It's about feeling everything. The fear, the loneliness, the heartbreak, the exhaustion, and charging forward anyway. It's about refusing to let circumstances dictate your destiny. It's about saying, yes, life is hard. Yes, I am hurting. Yes, I am scared. But I will not break. I will not bow. I will not stop. I am the bull, and I will charge. Because every single day, you are stepping into an arena. Your arena may not have gladiators or crowds, but it has bills. It has stress. It has rejection. It has distractions pulling at you from every direction. And in that arena, most people crumble, but not you. Not anymore. Because today, you decide. Today, you lower your head. Today, you dig your hooves into the ground. Today, you choose to live unbreakable. The arena is waiting. The gate has opened, and it's your turn to charge.